I'm David Wright, and this is the Fives.
Top 5 moments of this series. Number 5, JD Martinez's 3-run home run from Tuesday night. That's an important moment. Whether they win or lose that game, just the fact that this team still had the fight in it, the fact that JD Martinez put this team in a position where they closed that gap down to 2 runs.
Well, it also was important because Yennier Cano wasn't available for the Orioles on Wednesday.
Number 4, we're going to talk about David Peterson.
And it's a bad day to be a worm when David Peterson's on the mound. 11 ground ball outs in each of his last 2 starts.
You got to talk about Mark Vientos' offense. That go-red home run. I feel like I've seen Citi Field as electric as ever this week.
Easy power for the guy. It's easy power no matter where he's hitting the ball. It's unbelievable, dude.
Number 2, Francisco Alvarez. This is my FNS. Francisco Alvarez, bang, bang, picture everywhere.
He almost like the LeBron.
Number 1, look, as insane as Francisco Alvarez's moment was, as much aura as he was just absolutely dripping, Jesse Winker,
Sigma.
This place is lit. Stopping at first base to just scream at the crowd, are you not entertained? He didn't actually scream that, but that's just the vibes he was giving off in that moment. I'm Vito Calisi. That's Jonathan Barron. That's Jordan Simpson.
Hello.
The Mets just had 2 walk-offs in 1 series. I can't even explain how fired up I am right now, how fired up Mets Nation should be right now. John, how are you feeling? No, you know what, Jordan, how are you feeling?
I am thrilled. I am beyond thrilled. I was here for each game of the series. Monday, awesome. Tuesday, okay. I'm feeling great right now. Best way to go into San Diego. Game like today, chef's kiss.
I mean, this is why we watch. This is why we do it, because of the energy, the excitement, the thrills. Everyone that was here, over 32,000 people on hand on Wednesday afternoon to watch just an amazing victory. The Mets not 1, but 2 walk-off home runs in this series. Now 9 walk-off wins this season, tied for the second most. The Mets, Vito, have 2 walk-off homers in the same series for the first time since 2018, and 2 electric factory celebrations, which I kind of want to break down and rank, because you have Alvy.
Well, they're going to be part. We're going to do our top 5 moments. You know what? Let's just jump into it, and let's have somebody tell us what segment this is.
I'm David Wright, and this is the Fives.
Well, thank you, David. It's time for the 5.
Friend of the show, David Wright, number 5, David Wright.
How do you know that I use David Wright?
Because you said, thank you, David. It could be David Stearns.
It could be David Stearns.
He doesn't have a number other than GOAT. But anyway.
But this is the top 5 moments of this series. And off the bat, you don't know when the walk-offs are coming. I mean, you could have done a blind ranking, but we're doing a regular ranking. Number 5, JD Martinez's 3-run home run from Tuesday night. The reason it's going to go 5, the reason it's on the list is because that's an important moment. Whether the Mets lost or won that game, they did end up losing. But whether they win or lose that game, just the fact that this team still had the fight in it, the fact that JD Martinez put this team in a position where they closed that gap down to 2 runs. I mean, when it was a 7-1 game, I'm sure every Mets fan at home felt defeated, felt like this is it. What are we doing? This series is over. Who knows what's going to happen? The sky is falling. The chickens are crawling. What's going on?
Chickens don't crawl.
Well, that's why it would be crazy. That's the whole, like, what's going on. The sky doesn't
It's raining
fall
cats and dogs.
Everything. There's cows everywhere. The cows are in the
There were
tornado.
cows here, by the way.
There were.
Colton cows are a big fan base. I saw some today.
But that JD Martinez home run is so important because that shows you that these are they have that 2015 never say die Mets attitude.
Well, it also was important because Yennier Cano wasn't available for the Orioles on Wednesday. I was really impressed. Down 7-1, Lindor had a double, and then I think Vientos brought him in with a run, and then JD eventually hits the 3-run homer. But the Mets fans on Tuesday night, even down 7-1 late in the game, where you'd think it's kind of like you're just going through the motions, you're staying or trying to have a good time, maybe getting the scoreboard. No, Mets fans were believing, and they were into it. And again, it goes back. We talked to Brandon Nimmo back in, I think it was May or maybe even April. And he told us about this, like, keep chipping away at the damn mentality that even if the lead is insurmountable, and if you can make the other team use a good reliever and he's unavailable the next day, that's a little victory, and that can help you win a ball game and a series. And it is exactly what happened here, because Cano wasn't available, and the Orioles had to go to Sir Anthony Dominguez in the tie game in the 9th inning. And former Philly, who we've seen a lot here, Sir Anthony, he gives it up for the second time in this series. So it was a really big moment for the Mets to knock or make Brandon Hyde, I should say, go to Cano, and he was unavailable on Wednesday. And then it all comes full circle with the walk-off home run. So big moments, Met offense, never say die. Every at-bat matters, never give an at-bat away. And that's how the Mets come to take 2 or 3 here this week.
All right, number 4, we're going to talk about David Peterson. Not just his start this week against the Orioles, but just David Peterson all around. The Mets are 11-2 in their last 13 starts by David Peterson, John.
David Peterson, it's a bad day to be a worm when David Peterson's on the mound. 11 ground ball outs in each of his last 2 starts.
Did you ask anybody about what I said last time? Because you said that last episode.
Yeah, no. What was the concern? I don't care. I'm going to say it again next time he pitches.
I said to John, "Would you love me if I was a worm?"
Oh yeah, which I didn't get. I don't. Yeah,
You've heard that before, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's heard that.
Sorry,
it's just a
John.
thing that people
it's
say.
okay. But still, he was incredible. Here's the thing: Peterson, 101 pitches on Monday night, 68 for strikes. 16 of 27 first pitch strikes. He was in control. He was in command. I know the balk was kind of a funky thing, and then Arias hits the game-tying home run right after, but he completes 7 innings. Longest outing of the season for him. The Mets starters in the last 6 games, they've had 4 guys go at least 7 innings. 1 guy goes 6, so they're getting the length. And like you said, David Peterson, when he's on the mound, it's win day for the Mets. 11-2 in the last 13. He has been so good. It is time we recognize David Peterson as a huge part of why the Mets have had success this season. It was a big loss in the offseason. I don't think people talked about it enough that him not starting the year hurt this rotation. He has been so great, and he is a big part of this franchise moving forward. That is, you can put that in writing, baby.
16 out of 27 batters face first pitch strike.
Yep.
Also, just a 61% ground ball rate. Goes back to what John was saying about it's a bad day to be a worm when David Peterson's on the mound. And 8 strikeouts versus the Orioles.
Against
that game,
a tough Oriole lineup.
Yeah.
Against a good Oriole lineup.
a stacked Orioles lineup that hits the ball hard as hell.
They
When you
lead
have
the
a
league in
lineup,
home runs.
too, and that's a defense. When you have like Lindor, Vientos looks good, McNeil, Iglesias. When you have a good defensive infield, the ground balls are key. It just makes things a lot easier.
You got to
think
turn
about
those
it
into
that way.
outs, and the Mets
And
have been
they've
doing
very
that.
I mean,
efficient
we're
doing
talking
that.
about David Peterson right now, but like the Sean Manaea start. I mean, we saw some
100%.
amazing defense.
Dude, Mark Vientos' arm strength. How about that? Throwing cross
almost like we talked about this last week.
It's kind of a little Kobe
concept.
fadeaway action. How about Iglesias? I know we're going to talk about Sean, but there's a chopper right back to him, and he wisely let it go. A lot of time the pitcher has the instinct to stick the glove out there and then, ricochet off and it's an infield hit. Lets it go. Lindor and Iglesias converge. Iglesias fields, again, fadeaway. Throws across his body. The infield defense has been spectacular. So, like you said, when guys are inducing ground balls, that's so important. Batting average on ground balls, you want to keep that low. That's how you win games.
Yep.
And the Mets have been doing that. So kudos to the Mets. Kudos to David Peterson. You guys, I want to start seeing some David Peterson jerseys and shirts around the ballpark.
I agree. I want to see more. You know what?
David Peterson is good.
We're going to buy some David Peterson jerseys soon.
I'm down.
All right, now we talked about Mark Vientos' defense. You got to talk about Mark Vientos' offense. That go-red home run. I mean, I feel like I've seen Citi Field as electric as ever this week.
Easy power for the guy. It's easy power no matter where he's hitting the ball. It's unbelievable, dude.
It's absolutely insane, dude. I mean, it's just the contact that this kid gets, the plate discipline, what he's taking hacks at. We've said it every week. Like, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but Mark Vientos is a certified big league baseball player.
Oh, I mean, he's a star as far as I see it. 20 home runs now and fewer than 300, or I think around 300 plate appearances. If you extrapolate that to 600, which is, the normal load for a full season, 38 home run pace. 38 home run pace at the hot corner. This guy's a prolific power hitter. That's all there is to it. The second that ball left his bat, you knew it was gone.
Yeah.
Just bang, straight away center field. You see the home run chart. They show it on SNY all the time. I can clip it and send it to you. The scatter of where he hits his home runs. It's a thing of beauty. He'll beat a pitcher in any which way. Right field, center field, left field. The pull power, great. The opposite field power does not grow on trees. It was around this time last year he hit that home run against Aroldis Chapman on a pitch that I think was 101.4 miles an hour. And he just parked it right center field. And I was like, man, this dude was big. Remember in spring training, I talked about the huge end to the month that he had, end to the season, the last September. He homered against Luis Castillo, Zach Gallen, Chapman, that home run against Chapman in August against the Rangers. Like, he was hitting homers against really good pitchers, and it was a sign of things to come. September is not nonsense anymore like it used to be. It's not 40 men coming up and guys that really don't belong in the big leagues. You're facing good pitchers, good quality pitchers, no matter what month of the year it is. Mark Vientos, you guys should have seen it coming. We saw it coming, and now it's here.
Yeah, I mean, look, we talked about Mark Vientos. We had that caller call in last week. Apologize to Mark Vientos because Mark Vientos looks so good.
Yeah.
You were saying
No,
something.
I was saying shout out for eating some crow.
You forgot her name.
No, I didn't. It was Emily.
Okay, I was just surprised because the way you paused, it seemed
No, it
like...
was Emily. No, I just had a little brain cramp.
Okay, well, it's fine.
It's been a long 9 days, Vito.
Now, for moments 2 and 1, you can guess what those are going to be. And we're going to organize these strictly based on recency bias.
There's no
okay?
organization here. This is all over the place.
I'm saying it's 1A and 1B, but
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
purpose of this, it's 2 and 1.
Yeah.
Number 2, this is my FNS, Francisco Alvarez, walk-off home run.
FNS. FNS.
FNS.
FNS. I love that.
This is my FNS, Francisco Alvarez, bang, bang, picture
He
everywhere.
almost like the LeBron.
100%. And like this place, I was here and my buddy Gabe was with me.
Yeah, shout out Gabe.
Gabe missed his flight, so he ended up coming to the game.
Shout out Gabe.
And we were watching the game from a booth, and dude, this place was alive. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Dude, Wednesday for a day game. This place had a great crowd. The fans have really been showing up. That summer walk-off is Yo, the summer walk-off special brought how many walk-offs?
2 walk-offs? 2
walk-offs.
walk-offs. And the most exciting walk-off, the walk-off homer. Doesn't get better than that.
That's crazy.
What a way to end August.
Francisco, and I want to bring up Mike Petriello put this tweet out just saying about how Francisco Alvarez has been like hunting for the high fastball. And if you look at the chart, if you look at what he was given, literally the one high fastball he got, absolutely demolished.
On a 3-0 pitch. So
Francisco Alvarez did what?
Oh, I don't want to get into that. I don't want anyone to point the finger at me. I mean, yeah, it was crazy, James McCann at that home run. But Alvarez, so we know he'd been struggling a little bit, and that was such a big moment for the young player to make an impact and help the Mets win a game. And I think his struggles go back to the night that he was hit on the elbow by Paul Skeens. And that's got to be a tough situation for anyone to really overcome, even mentally. Like that was, he wasn't wearing the elbow guard. 99 up and in, like you cannot get out of the way. And it looked like he was backing up a little bit at the plate, a little bit in the batter's box. And over time, he had started to hit the ball harder and harder. Even the last out on Thursday against Oakland, he came up, put a charge into one, hit it right at the center fielder. But he had still been putting better plate appearances together, hitting the ball harder, and seemingly getting a little bit closer to the plate, and just really looking more in control and really just confident at the dish. And for him to turn around that high inside fastball, by the way, that was a tough pitch to hit. For him to turn that ball around and go straight away center, I think it was 421, an absolute pop, and then electric factory, the celebration, like you said, this is my FNS. The guys just mobbing him. 4th catcher, age 22 or younger, since the turn of the century, to hit a walk-off home run. Salvador Perez is one of those, Francisco Mejia, and Dioner Navarro. Wow. And then he also became the 3rd youngest Met to hit a walk-off home run in team history. It's easy to forget he's only 22 years old.
I saw another insane stat on Twitter, and it was he's the first catcher to hit a home run since play-by-play stats have been recorded on a 3-0 count.
Oh, that's interesting.
Wow.
There's always a good 3-0 one. Like I think Mike Trout homer for the first time on a 3-0 count a couple years ago, and it was a big deal.
First catcher, and it's been since 1969. It's been recorded.
Okay, yeah, that's when they started
So
recording that kind of
since
stuff.
play-by-play first catcher to hit a 3-0 home run.
I mean, look, give credit to, I don't know whether it was the dugout that put the hit sign on or he just said, look, I'm Francisco Alvarez. I got all the pop in the world. I'm about to put this team on my back, Greg Jennings style, the best. But he swung.
And then him and Christian Scott had a great moment on Instagram.
They did, where Christian Scott wrote, my bestia, El Bestia, and Francisco Alvarez commented back saying, what a Spanish.
What a Spanish.
Incredible vibes. Incredible. And this is what we're talking about. Like, you know, when we have to talk about a tough series,
Right.
the guys in the clubhouse, it's a tight-knit unit. And Mendy always tells us about it. And it's so true. You guys got to believe in this team, and that's what makes them so special. And we talked with Eric Chavez and Antoine Richardson recently, and they said the same thing.
And that will be airing soon.
That is what makes this team so different. You know, you suffer a tough loss last night. They come back, they get it done. They're going to have a happy flight out to San Diego, and, you know, buckle up. Get the coffee pot brewing because we're about to have a lot of fun late night baseball. I think I'm going to stay up for these. I'm going to admit it. I'm going to admit it. The last Western road trip, Jordan, I'm going to put the hand up.
Dude, I'm so annoyed you're at a wedding next weekend.
Yellow card on me. Yeah, we could have gone out. We could have made a night out of it.
Cancel the wedding.
Yeah, I wish.
Well, don't say that.
Mazel tov, Chandler.
No, you're good.
Well, it's not my friend. I'm being dragged to it.
What are you doing?
It's fine. She's not listening to this.
Yeah, she probably will.
Nah, no
Because
shot.
I'm going to text her and say you should listen to this episode.
No shot. I didn't really stay up for the West Coast trip last time. I caught the Spark Notes the next morning.
I've stayed up every
That's why
night.
the recaps come in handy.
Dude, I mean, look, you gotta bait. Yes, that's right. That's up top. All right, let's talk about
number one.
Electric Factory number
Yes,
one.
go
Number
ahead.
one, look, as insane as Francisco Alvarez's moment was, as much aura as he was just absolutely dripping, Jesse Winker,
Sigma.
Sigma. This place is lit. Stopping at first base to just scream at the crowd, are you not entertained? He didn't actually scream that, but that's just the vibes he was giving off in that moment. Are you not entertained? And then just absolutely, as John said, Electric Factory. For a Wednesday day game, this place was off the charts. Jesse Winker, first home run as a Met.
Yeah.
Pinch hit home run.
Yes.
Walk off.
Yes.
I mean, like, that is baseball. That's the kind of stuff you see in a movie as a kid, and you
100%.
forget it doesn't actually exist.
So he was the first Met to hit a pinch hit walk-off homer since the Ahmed Rosario walk-off at Yankee Stadium, which is a weird one. And how about this?
That's because we own that place.
How about this? Credit to the Elias Sports Bureau on this one. The last Met whose first home run with the club was a walk-off homer, Eric Young Jr. in August of 2013. The only walk-off of EY Jr.'s career against the Royals. You guys remember that one? Long time
was a
ago.
while
11 years
ago.
ago.
Holy-
11 years ago. And it's the first time the Mets have had, I think I said it at the top of the show, 2 walk-off homers in the same series since July of 2018. The time before that, the iconic Rod Barajas, Henry Blanco, back-to-back days against the Giants back in May of 2010. Guillermo Mota was responsible for one of those bad boys.
I don't want to talk about that guy.
No.
That guy almost, I don't want to talk about it.
I want to talk about the Baltimore Orioles social media team. And
Here we go.
Here we are not, and we're not taking. Look, it's all in good fun, right? I thought there's coffee in there. Why would you do that? There's cold brew in there.
Sorry, hey.
I asked you if you throw water on me to celebrate. You said no, and then you spill my cold brew all over the place.
Hey, clean up that mess.
Well, Vito did just make a mess. Here's my question:
Clean up that New York mess.
in a respectful, friendly way.
Here we go.
I thought we were all friends here. We have a common enemy. I have an Orioles hat. You guys have any Orioles gear?
Have an Orioles shirt.
He has an Orioles shirt.
I have an Adley Rushman Old Bay shirt.
This guy has an Adley Rutschman Old Bay shirt.
I have a hat.
He has a hat. We've all been to Camden. If you live in the tri-state area, everyone's been to Camden once or twice,
I've
right?
never been to Camden, actually.
Most people have been to Camden once or twice from the tri-state area. I thought we were friends. That was so unnecessary.
I really didn't understand that. And honestly,
we're the wrong New York team. You got it mixed up, guys.
I don't understand who okayed that. I don't understand why they would do that.
Why?
Also, game 2, you still have a whole other game to play. That's wild. You wait to drop your shots until the series is over.
Yeah.
And you move on to not see each other until later on down the road.
Yeah.
You don't do that in game 2 because look what you did.
Look what you did.
Look what you did. You done messed up.
Because tell them, we're back up. We're back up.
Dude, there were so many it's funny that you did the Stringer Bell meme.
I've never seen The Wire, by the way. I just know the meme.
I was petitioning pregame for Omar. For Omar's coming. But you don't know The Wire, so it doesn't matter.
have no
Have
idea
you
what
seen
that
The Wire?
means.
I have not.
All right. Well, it doesn't matter. I mean,
apologies.
this is the problem with doing sports podcasts with people. The people who do sports podcasts, most of them don't watch television and movies, and then I'm just sitting here feeling like a fool.
I'm going to go home and watch Geico Sports Night tonight.
Here you go.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I am.
I mean, I can't, dude. By the way, I haven't had a morning after this game yet. The morning after the Francisco Alvarez walk-off, I'm not kidding. I was at the gym, and between every set, I would just open my phone and I would just look at it, and it would fire me up. And I'm not that sounds like an exaggeration. I'm not kidding. I would just look at my phone, look at it, and just go, "Let's go." Because we say the duality of man, the duality of life all the time.
Yeah.
Because it was the reverse. The next morning at the gym, sometimes there's a Mets loss that's so bad and so rough that you feel like it's haunting you at the gym when it's on mute on the TV and you're literally just trying to get through your sets without looking up at the screen. I found myself looking up at the TV at the absolute worst moments possible where I'd look up and be like, oh no, I don't want to see this happen again.
Exactly.
But that Francisco Alvarez, and then in the break, the SNY, the commercial, they kept playing a commercial over and over again with the Alvarez walk-off. So I would be in a bad mood because I was watching bad replay moments, and then I would look up and then I would see Francisco Alvarez's walk-off. But man, how good does it feel to be a Mets fan right now?
It's look, it was a great homestand.
Yeah.
I mean,
100%.
like, we just got through 9 games, 9 days. Oakland feels like 3 months ago, but it was not 3 months ago. So many incredible moments. Francisco Lindor hitting his 100th homer as a Met was amazing. He's been so good.
That was this homestand?
That was this
Yeah.
homestand.
That's crazy.
20 game on base streak for Francisco going out west. We had Nina Sky come do a live performance. We did the Little Olympics thing on the Wednesday
OMG
game.
night.
OMG
Sevy's
night.
start. Sevy's complete game.
The shutout.
That was electric.
It's been, I mean, Friday night with the McNeil and Nimmo homers and fireworks during the game and after the game and all the excitement.
Lindor and Pete home run game. Like,
It's been incredible.
and that leads us into a great time to just talk a little bit more about Wednesday's game and Sean Manaea, because for a while there, it looked like we were going to see some history. I mean, like,
I was trying my jinx powers were on full
let me
display.
ask you a question. What do you think the Nohan?
Manoa.
I was debating between Manoa and Monono.
Yeah, Manoa or Monono. It would have been one of those two. See, here's the thing. When he hit Jackson Holiday, I was like, hey, that's actually kind of good. Because you need to know that what you're aiming for.
Yeah.
Because like so in 2015, Max Scherzer took a perfect game, I think through 26 outs, and then Jose Tabata got hit by a pitch, kind of leaned into it against the Pirates.
Yeah.
So the perfect game went to the no-hitter. And if you are in the production side of things and you're preparing, there's graphics that need to be made and all this stuff. So if you're preparing for a perfect game and you're only focused on the perfect game,
I don't like this capitalistic approach.
and then it's not a perfect game, and then it turns into a no-hitter, you're like, crap, it's
Yeah,
no
yeah,
good. So you got to be ready for both.
This is crazy for him to say.
It's actually good in the.
I thought you meant like in the sense of like, look, if you're not going to get a perfect game, it's
A
kind of
no-hitter's
nice for the
good too?
pressure. A no hitter's great, and like there's a different amount.
I'm saying that
You're saying for the crew.
For the
You're
crew.
saying for the graphic designers that this
What
is
about
the
the
best.
memories, man?
correct. So,
Jordan, what do you think about hearing him say that?
I'm just giving a behind the scenes.
Listen,
I'm keeping it real, giving a
well,
behind
no.
the scenes look. That's all.
Well, because listen, I know from my recaps, there are certain things that if certain things transpire at a certain point, then it can shape how I go about
Yeah,
it.
your whole song is ruined.
But at the same time, I still want the teams to do the best thing possible. So while a no-hitter would be great, don't get me wrong.
We've never seen a perfect game.
Of course. So
Look, I wasn't against the
Oh,
perfecto.
100%, I get that,
We
I
just
get
had to be
that.
ready for both.
I
So
get
when
that.
when the perfect game bid went away,
Yeah.
I was like, all right, at least we know like exactly what we're looking at here. That's
Yeah.
it. That's
I
it.
would rather deal with the stress, though, of having that be an option versus.
I got you.
Because
But
what's
that's just me.
what's
That's
the
just me.
what's the longest the Mets have ever had a perfect game go? Like,
Seaver?
was Seaver perfect? Or was
I
it no
think,
hitter?
I think the Qualls. I think it was a perfect game.
Yeah?
yeah. I think it was. Qualls against the Cubs.
But nothing we've seen. Like in our lifetime, we haven't.
No. I mean, Pedro. Maybe when Jason Lane broke it up with a home run back in 05. Maybe. I don't know.
Comment below or call in the hotline. First person to call into the hotline.
We don't know the answer though.
Well, we could find it.
Yeah, I
now and
guess.
then. Like, first person to call into the hotline, I might send you a thank you for finding it. I don't know what it'll be. I'm no guarantee, but if you are the first person to call our hotline, number right here, right below, right here, call that hotline. Maybe I'll send you a thank you for being the first one to let us know what the longest a Met took a perfect game. And yeah, so
By the way, I want to say thank you to Chris Ferraro.
Ferraro, yes.
who came and visited, and he
With his mom.
all the way from Massachusetts
because his fiance couldn't make it to the game.
Right. So he stopped by the control room. We got to meet him. Awesome dude. And he made this sign. And this is a
great.
sign that he had been using. And it's got the network slogan. And this is an awesome keepsake. Chris, we're going to keep this right here in the studio. We really appreciate it a lot. This is awesome. And on the back, it's got some pictures of him with Mike and Emily and the brick that his family got. And he also left us a nice letter. So this is awesome. And I'm really glad that Network is back. And all you guys are so happy that it's back. And, just adding to the aura, the sigma, the skibbity at Citi Field.
The vibes.
Whatever it might be, the vibes. Aura 1000. Yeah, I mean, this
This is what it's all about.
it was really awesome.
John and I said John and I said this last week. We grew up fans of the team. All we want is to do things and bring things back from our childhood, what we cared about, what made us love coming to this place. Let us know. And we're not guaranteeing. We're not saying anything that is suggested is going to happen.
No.
That's not how this is going to work.
No.
What we're saying is let us know like things you missed because maybe those are things that we just forgot about and we're like, oh wait, I do think that's a good idea. So
Professor Reyes.
again, call this hotline. Let us know. Use this as a suggestion box. Use this for anything. But
Yeah.
Chris, thank you so much for this. What did you think about seeing the network thing back, Jordan?
It was great.
Well, Jordan, how old are you?
I'm 25.
Oh, so do you even remember the network
No,
thing?
I remember. Cause like I'm pretty well versed in like some of the history stuff.
Okay.
But like it made sense when I saw it.
And how much? And then another thing that came back, Kevin James, man.
Yes, that was electric.
That was a hit too.
That was
Do you like
electric.
seeing the celebrity rallies back?
Oh, I love it. I think it's great to have, because sometimes you don't expect it either. So when they kind of just show up, it's like, oh wow, and it kind of gets you even more amped up for sure. So that was cool.
How about Kevin James playing his greatest hit of all time?
The play ball. Oh
Yeah.
man, it was all over
That was
today.
great.
So I think that maybe we're onto something here with like a little like an opening Let's Go Mets, whipping the crowd into a frenzy. Could be a thing. We'll noodle on that. You want to talk a little bit about Sean Manaea?
Let's get into Sean Manaea start.
Let's dissect Sean
Four of his
Manaea.
last 5 starts, 7 innings plus. That's look overall.
That's ace stuff right there, baby. That's ace stuff.
Especially with some of the bullpen problems this team has had lately. Yeah, this was just a great game, man. Like Sean Manaea, 101 pitches, 68 of those pitches were strikes.
And the four-seam fastball has been the difference maker for Sean Manaea. We've talked about his sweeper, and it's been one of the best pitches in all of baseball. The whiff rate on the sweeper is amongst the best in baseball. But since his July 30th start against the Twins, which was really the start of his dominant run here, opposing hitters are 2 for 25 against his four-seam fastball. And it has given opposing hitters, and he's been pitching up in the strike zone a lot more. And then the difference of the eyes, seeing that high heater and then dropping the sweeper in at a righty's feet and lowing away against the lefty. If you look at a pitching ninja overlay, and he's done a great job tunneling the 2 pitches, it is mesmerizing and it's miserable for opposing hitters. And that's why he's had so much success playing the 2 pitches off of each other. For him to have kept opposing hitters to 2 for 25 with that four-seam fastball in that span, it has become an incredible weapon for Sean, and he has done such a good job of locating that fastball at the top of the strike zone. So kudos to Sean Manaea, who is, dude, he's an ace.
He's the steal. I mean, him and Sevy are battling it out all year for steal of the offseason.
Yep.
Sean recorded 9 strikeouts, 4 of those with the sinker, 3 of those with the four-seamer, and 2 with the sweeper.
Equal opportunity strikeout.
Which
getter.
is crazy because I feel like the sweeper is the pitch that gets all the attention with Sean.
It is, but you know what? Of course, these teams, they scout, they come
Yeah.
in, they think they know what to expect.
You got to move.
It's all about making adjustments. You know, when,
You gotta
when-
duck and weave.
When the league doesn't know you, and then they get to know you, they adjust you, then you got to adjust back, and then they adjust you, you got to adjust back. And Sean has been adjusting all season. We've seen him have so much success with so many different weapons, but you really go back to that start against the Twins and did it in St. Louis again. It's been that high fastball that has just made Sean a different pitcher, the kind of success that he's had with it. So what more can you say about
did the
Sean
Mets do?
Manaea?
Mets at a Sean Manaea.
Yeah,
There we
baby.
go.
Yeah.
Well, how exciting is it for you? Because, well, you actually got a chance to meet Sean Manaea, right?
I did, yeah. On
Really?
Saturday, I got a chance to meet him, which is cool because like I've done a few jingles, but it's fun to meet the actual player who I did it for.
Yeah.
And I saw him. I was like, "Do you remember the song?" He kind of gave a call. I was like, "Wait." I was like, "Mets at a Sean Manaea." I was like, "Yo, that was you." I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yo, that was sick, bro." I'm like, "Okay, that was awesome." But it's been great to watch him, honestly, because when he's on the mound now, you have that, you know, when there's certain guys on the mound, where you have that comforting feeling of like, I feel good.
Yeah.
Like he's kind of taken on that role, even Peterson too. But like watching Manaea out there because his command is so much better. It's gotten like throughout the whole season so far, it's been something that you just kind of have more of that confidence in where he's been able to be more efficient with his pitches to go deeper into games.
Yep, Sevy
and
also.
you see the domino effect, even if, you know, a game where if we lose, but you see how that just helps in the long run.
Jose Butto was able to pitch
Butto,
twice in this
exactly.
series because he didn't have to have a 3 or 4 inning outing.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
And
So, it all
Jose
adds up.
Butto, victim of a questionable call. What's the political?
That was not
questionable call?
questionable.
I don't know what to say about it. This is what I'll say. Bases loaded, no out situation. For him to get out of that
Oh yeah, with 1 run.
with 1 run
I'll take
was
it.
massive. You know, you allow 1 hit, the Orioles take the lead, the life sucked out of that building, and like, you know, you don't know what happens from there.
That
And
was so
And it
giving
was
up-
on and out. It was on and
So
out.
bad.
Giving out 1 run on and out
Yep.
on a
Strike him
call on just like a let's
Should
say
have been nobody on
I feel
2
like when
outs.
you say questionable, it almost implies that there was a chance that it could have been right. That was straight up.
I'm saying questionable because
I didn't say it. You can say it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
look, Jordan's our guest. He can say whatever he
Okay,
wants.
I'm a nice guy.
Umpiring's
I'll
a tough
be like,
job.
listen,
Umpiring's tough, especially being behind the dish.
I've said this before, and I'm
Tough
not.
job.
I know I just said that call was, but I will say I've said my whole life. I feel like the craziest job we give anybody in the world is telling somebody, "Hey, crouch behind this guy for a few hours, make an invisible box with your mind, and judge 99-mile-per-hour pitches, and just
Yeah.
just eye it." Oh, and by the way, everybody's going to be mad at you, no matter which way you go.
The only thing I'll give them the benefit of, it's always tougher when it's a play where the guy's running because the catcher's getting up, and
Yeah.
so it's like the movement of the catcher can throw them off. But it's always kind of the thing. Well, you know, you don't want that to influence the call of the catchers, whether it's the movement or if it's like he's positioned in base to reach across.
It's all framing.
It's all of that stuff. But it was one of those moments where
But go look it up yourself. Go look it up yourself.
At that moment, too,
It's
in
all good.
particular.
You be the judge.
It's all good.
It feels bad, but like you're just like, you know what?
But the fact that Budo was able to calm down,
Exactly.
because I know a lot of pitchers in Major League Baseball, you'll see this. Like a lot of
Get
pitchers
frazzled very easily.
things will spiral. Especially, I think one of the main things you see in baseball is when a pitcher doesn't get something that should have went their way.
Yeah. And then they just lose their focus.
It's
and it all.
Jenga.
Yeah. Nice.
That was a great
Jenga
one.
with Senga.
Django was saying I was always for.
We could do it next year.
Yeah, well, unless some people
Spring
over
training.
there decide to do it themselves.
All right, what else we got here?
All right. How about we get to some voicemails?
All right, let's do it. The voices of the people.
Hunter, you haven't spoken at all today.
Spin that.
I've been hammering some replies on Twitter.
Okay.
Are
Engagement.
the people on the internet happy right now?
Read your favorite reply. You've.
Well, if you open up your phone, we just changed our profile picture to that Jesse Winker picture.
Nice.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Oh,
That's
great
awesome. And I
stuff.
saw the Mets Twitter account also did Baltimore with the uppercase L.
Oh, is that what you were trying to tell me when you were pointing at your phone?
Yeah.
Got it. I didn't understand what was happening. Okay.
How funny is that picture?
That's great. Did you see? It's Jesse Winker.
Oh, yeah,
with the OG.
Incredible.
Vibes.
Incredible. It's so much fun. And we just have fun here. That's it. Like, we're just day by day. We'll take it. All right, play the voicemail.
Ready for a voicemail?
Ready for a voicemail.
I'm fired up. I was pacing in the living room. Winker hit the home run. I screamed up. Oh my God, I'm fired up. I've been telling my buddies Winker was a great signing. He just needs to get on, and this was a defining moment for Winker. Still fired up. Let's go Mets.
I know you want to correct him.
No, I mean, yeah. He said signing, whatever, trade. Who was that, by the way?
He didn't. They don't always say their name.
You got to identify yourself.
Say your name. This is radio, baby. You got to call. You got to say this is Mike from Syosset when you call in.
Yes, first time, long time. But I mean, yeah.
I'll hang up and listen.
That was a pacing in the living room kind of game. Look, I hate
was
going
great.
extra innings. I know it's like going to a shootout in hockey. When you win, it's like, oh, this was cool. This was fun. And when you lose, it's like, I hate that damn rule.
Exactly.
So,
Especially the home. It's almost more stressful to be the home team.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, because like the
pressure.
pressure's on you.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, it could not be.
Because well,
if
you're the first one. You're the first one facing the bat. Like,
Yeah.
obviously that's how it works. But it just sucks when you're like, you feel like the other team has an advantage because they're going into extra innings with that momentum of like, all right, we're going into extras.
Yep.
Like, let's get this.
Yep. So for them to just get it done both times on Monday and Wednesday in regulation, hockey term, almost hockey season.
Oh, and wait, like also we didn't talk about Edwin Diaz at all in this episode.
Ooh, give me the Edwin Diaz last 18 games.
All right, Edwin Diaz, 1.18 ERA in his last 18 outings, John, 23 strikeouts in his last 62 batters faced, and he's got a 37.1 K rate.
He's been dynamite. Mendy puts him in. I mean, that's the spot you use your closer, tie game, ninth inning.
Looking like 2022 Edwin Diaz.
He's just been filthy. Today, the Orioles, that they had no chance against him. I also want to say this before we forget, because we're going to forget if I don't do it right now.
Yeah, we're definitely going to forget.
A couple episodes ago, we said 25 and 16 the rest of the way. That would get the Mets to 87 wins. That's kind of the line of demarcation where I think that if they get there, they should be in a spot.
This is math time with Professor John.
Here we go.
Let's update it. We are now at 21 and 14 the rest of the way. After Wednesday's victory and the series victory against the Orioles, it was 9 over. Then the Mets took 2 out of 3 against the Marlins. We needed to go 8 over. They take 2 out of 3 against the Orioles to kick off this stretch of teams that are in playoff position currently. It is now 7 over the rest of the way.
And if the Braves lose tonight, does that change the swing?
No.
Okay, I thought you said
just want to target
that's
that.
only head to head.
Yep.
It changes the swing.
If that was
Gotcha.
assuming the Braves stayed on the same winning percentage trajectory that they were at the time of us calculating that.
Because I remember you said that the head to
The
head
head-to-head games are 2-game swings each.
Okay.
Yep.
Great.
But if the Mets can put those victories in the back pocket against the Braves, they will be in a good spot.
Jordan, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling great. I think the cool thing for me, honestly, is that the past couple of nights, or I guess today, but like it's been crisp in the air. It felt kind of like
it felt a little
fall
playoff-y.
baseball.
It feels nice, right?
So it kind of added a bit of like a touch of like these are important games, which they are. But for me, like especially the walk off tonight, whatever it is today, it was like, yes, like it just felt. You felt the energy.
It felt different. It really did feel different.
100%.
Yeah.
The Mets will return it'll be September.
It'll be
Labor Day.
September, yeah.
Labor
The
Day.
Mets return September, and
Second.
like we're playing meaningful baseball games into September.
Yep.
Yes.
Jordan, as a Mets fan, as somebody who comes to games as much as they possibly can, isn't that like all you want?
I'll be completely honest for a second. For all Mets fans out there, if we go back a couple months, we know where we were.
May. Talking about May.
Exactly.
The elephant in the
May
room.
30th.
Of course. Well, yes.
Around that time.
But to be here now, to be realistically talking about a playoff position itself is amazing. Amazing.
You did that with the apostrophe.
Of course. But that said, each of these games matter. I mean, as a Mets fan, I'm thrilled because you just watch it. It's one day at a time. That's all you can really do. It's one thing to look at the bigger
That's
picture.
what Mendoza said. That's what every guy,
But
JD
David
Martinez
Stearns,
said.
yeah.
David
Win
Stearns.
tonight.
It's
That's
really
his big
the
thing is
only
win
thing.
tonight.
JD Martinez said after the team meeting, pitch by pitch, inning by inning. We're just trying to
Yeah.
win every
Chipping away at
game.
the dam, baby. That's it.
That's just the big thing.
And it's such a fun
Yeah.
group to win, to root for and watch.
It's been one of the most fun seasons as a whole.
I agree.
Like, honestly, just all things. Like, yes, the baseball's been great, but like OMG, Grimace, Max, all of these things that just pop
Everything,
up.
Kevin.
It's like,
It's just been one thing after the next.
It's just
day
fun.
by day. You never know.
never
You
know.
literally
You
never
never
know.
We
know.
said a few episodes ago, like
What's
every
next?
every homestand, something
next?
happens.
It's gonna be
So-
the dog too.
At home this week. Get to your work board, get to your workstation, figure out what do you bring into the ballpark when the Mets come home, because that's when we're really going to start needing the fans. Because you saw the energy here the last few days, you saw how fired up they were after Monday night. You got to be here for the rest of the season. Let's hear one more voicemail, Hunter.
Vito, John, this is Rich calling in from Hamden, Connecticut, right after Jesse Winker's home run went over the wall, and he took the longest home run trot, I think, in recorded history. I don't know, guys. I said to myself earlier, if we don't win this one, this might be it. But they keep doing this against teams that good. Every time I think they're out, they pull me right back in. Super exciting. Just a wild one today. Super happy that they got the win. I just got sick, so I've been watching this game sick. And now my throat hurts more from yelling and excitement that this just happened than actually being sick. So you know what? Real nice way to spend the day. Thank you both for everything you do. Appreciate the podcast. I'll talk to y'all soon.
Rich from Camden, thank you.
Hamden's different.
Oh, I thought he said Camden.
Camden's where you go see a concert in a beautiful setting.
Hamden is Quinnipiac University. Shout out my brother.
Oh, go Bobcats.
Moving into Quinnipiac today.
Oh, cool. Hunter's brother had his bar mitzvah here too.
Yeah.
No way.
And what was the?
I have questions. I'll ask after.
John, before we wrap this up,
Yeah.
do you know what movie he was quoting when he said when I think I'm out, they pull me back in?
Fever pitch? No.
Well, Fever Pitch is referencing something else.
What?
Godfather Part 3.
Oh,
All right.
whatever.
Before we get out of here,
feel better, Rich.
Yes,
Before we
feel
get
that.
out of here, please feel better, Rich. Thank you so much for that call, and we appreciate everything that you do. The fan of the Mets. We don't have fans. We have listeners, and we appreciate all of you. Really quickly, we're going to do a Future of Flushing tomorrow. John tells me we're going to do a Future of
I
Flushing.
mean it.
But we did want to give you some notes real quick before we get out of here. Number one on the list, Jet Williams is back.
Exciting.
Jet Williams back. Early offense, stolen base. So we'll talk more about that on tomorrow's Future of Flushing. You'll see some point during the day. Boston Barrow leadoff home run for the PSL Mets. 806 OPS, 328 average in his last 32 games.
Bat to ball skills off the chart. Boston Barrow having a really, really impressive first professional season after being a 2023 draftee.
Nolan McLean, first Double-A win, 6 innings, 5 strikeouts, no walks.
That's
on
the big one.
Tuesday.
No walks. The control, impeccable. We know he has great stuff. He impressed wildly at the future breakout game back in March, and a huge outing for Nolan McLean. Went deep also. We love to see that.
And Giovanni Rodriguez, our top pick of the international free agency period last year, 3 straight multi-hit games. And we'll dive more into this when we do this show tomorrow, but having a really incredible August.
Yeah, he's been great. I mean, a little bit of a slow start after joining the organization down there at the DSL, but he has been one of the best hitters in the DSL, like you said, since the start of August. So love to see that. Francisco Alvarez, not too long ago, was one of those young bucks playing the DSL out of Venezuela, catcher, just like Giovanni Rodriguez. So a lot of excitement, both in the major league side of things and the minor league side. I am so excited that Jet Williams is back. He is electric, baby.
I'm very excited. I'm excited to look.
One of the best prospects in baseball.
Yeah, man.
Welcome back, Jet.
Number 2 on the updated list.
Yep. Behind only Brandon Sproat, who you guys all know at this point, you can't get much more excited about a prospect than that. All right, Vito.
All right, so keep an eye out on Instagram because Jordan's recap of this series will become, well, it's going to be delayed because he lovingly did our show.
Not a problem.
J.R. Simpson Music on Twitter
Yes,
and
sir.
Instagram.
And TikTok too.
And TikTok.
I love TikTok. Boom! We bring the boom to you.
At JMB9191, at Vito F. Khaleesi on Twitter. And This place is lit, and I love this FNS.
Let's
go, Mets.
go, baby. Let's go, Mets. West Coast, I'm staying up late.
You better.